What's up, friends? My name is Chad Brooks. I'm a pastor here in Louisiana, and I've been using Pulpit AI since almost the very beginning. The team asked me to do a walkthrough of how I use the tool and also how I approach prompt design and using AI for preaching and teaching ministries. So that's what we're going to talk to today. Before we jump into that, I want to share one quick tip for you I found to be incredibly helpful. Is I use another software called Notion to save the prompts I have found helpful, and then sometimes to save the entire outputs. And so if I screen share over here into Notion, so here I have just a standard Notion database, and you can see that I have prompts I have found helpful saved inside of here. Now in this video, the way I want us to approach this is talk about some basic stuff, some intermediate stuff, and then to talk about how we can handle big ideas with Pulpit AI. So for the basic, I'm going to share with y'all the tool that I use each and every single week as I create a devotional resource based off of my sermon. So I come back in here into Notion and I have my favorite prompt saved automatically. I'm going to copy that over and then go into Pulpit AI. So here we are. You're looking at my Pulpit AI dashboard. I upload my podcast, Productive Pastor, into this and all sorts of other things. But let's just go into a sermon that I have here. When the Spirit says stand up, this is in the book of Acts. And so I'm just going to click AI chat. I'm going to drop this prompt in, and what it automatically spits out for me is my weekly devotional guide. Now I'll go through this really quick. I'll check the scriptures. I'll make sure everything's solid. I might do a little bit of editing or adding into this, but 90% of this I just copy, paste, and share with my congregation every single week. That's just kind of the basics for me of Pulpit AI. Now I'll horse around a bunch else inside of the tool to find that helpful with the things I have. And that's where we get into the intermediate stage, which is really beginning to understand the power of prompt designing and learning how to use the prompt feature in a really healthy way. Come back in here into Notion and you will see that I've got several prompts that are saved in here. 10 video ideas. This is one that I love a lot. And if I'll just copy paste that, go back over into Google Chrome, I'm going to clear the chat history, copy that prompt in there, and there you go. Right now, real time, 10 different video outlines that I can use for vertical videos or however else. I really believe in the power of normal, everyday type videos that can be shared on social media on the sermon. I don't really like the fancy shots from the live stream with the words on top of it, all of that, because 95% of our churches don't have the video equipment to make those look like the really big churches we're trying to chase that idea. I have all sorts of short prompts that are designed to use in the same way. One of the things I've also learned, because there's a lot of power that is inside of the tool, and I picked this up from a friend of mine online. Her name's Ev Chapman. She follows Jesus, but she's not a spiritual content creator. She's a marketer and talks about course creation and all of that sort of thing. But I saw her share a prompt on Twitter one time, and I immediately thought, can I use this for Pulpit AI? Let me see if it will work. Where I share and save these stuff, and I open up the note file, and this is my amended version of Ev's prompt to be a little bit more sermon specific, to use that language. She also designed this to be based off of a written article, and we're uploading sermon audio. So it's a little bit different of a thing. So I copy that prompt into Pulpit AI. I'm going to clear it out again, and I found that clearing the chat history helps it restart from zero and not focus on its previous prompt, because it has a memory to it, and sometimes I've got myself in trouble a little bit. So I copy Ev's prompt in there. And I love this prompt a lot because it helps me get out of the natural places I might want to go as I think about sharing discipleship content out of it. AI engine to act as a podcast host is interviewing me based on this sermon. So right there, you mentioned flipping through Bible maps and seeing Paul's missionary journeys when you were younger. How did that shape your understanding of his work and his significance? And now I can go pull down my Bible atlases off of my book wall and do a great video talking about, hey, this is how far the guy actually went, that sort of stuff. People of Lystra have a very distinct local legend about Zeus and Hermes. How do you think local traditions and legends shape the way communities understand and react to new ideas or changes? Every single one of these is pretty much asking us to go deep down into what we're thinking about in a really powerful way. And the last thing about Pulpit AI, and I'm not really going to share it or go too deep or run a prompt on side of this, but is the fact that we can use it to generate really, really big content. And for us to go into Pulpit AI to see how this works, I actually have uploaded an entire sermon series into Pulpit AI. And I want to see what happens when I have the audio for all of the series, not just one message. So I have the Song of Series, whole file. We click into AI chat. I copy paste my prompt about writing a book, a 200-page book, give me the outline. We hit that. It's going to take a little bit longer, but boom. Right there we go. And you see the power that it has to give you that jump off point. Friends, I keep saying this all across the internet, but Pulpit AI is really one of the most amazing tools that I can think of to enhance ministry and formation based off of the thing that you're doing the most, which is preaching and teaching. So I'm Chad Brooks. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for sticking around, and I will see you around the internet.